There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings call for the fourth quarter financial year 2024. Before we begin, I would like to mention a short cautionary statement. Some of the statements made in today's con call may be forward-looking in nature, and such forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's beliefs as well as assumptions made from the information currently available to the management. Audiences are cautioned not to place any undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings conference call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and a financial quarter under review. Now I would like to introduce you to the management participating with us in today's earnings call. We have with us Mr. Niranjan Chintam, Chairman and Whole-Time Director, Mr. Karanjit Singh, Chief Executive Officer, India, and Mr. Srinivas Putluri, Chief Executive Officer, US. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Niranjan Chintam. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Darwin. Welcome, everyone. Good evening or good morning, wherever you are dialing from. Thank you for joining our financial year closing numbers as well as Q4 of FY24 results. Just want to run through some of the financial numbers first, and then we'll talk about the qualitative aspects of what we achieved in the year and what we achieved in this quarter. In the financial year 2024, we have a revenue of about 984 or 85 crores, which is a 7.1% year-on-year growth. The company has achieved an EBITDA of about 106 crores and a net profit of 64 crores. So the EPS is 6.6 rupees, and the PAT margin is around 6.5%. For the quarter ending, we achieved a revenue of 248 crores, which is 1.1% quarter-on-quarter growth. The EBITDA is about 32 crores, and the EBITDA margin is about 13.2 crores, and the net profit stood at 23 crores. The PAT is about 9.6% for this quarter, and the EPS of rupees 2.5 per share is what you might get. The financial highlights and operational highlights rather, as you are aware, we have notified the exchange. Zinnov Zones has again picked us up in the SME market in the leading quadrant, which only affirms a third party or affirming our capability, which is leading to some of our customers looking there and coming to us for some work to be done with them. We're also in the challenger space when it comes to from the Avasant SAP S/4HANA services in the 2024. We've been in the challenger market. We also have achieved about 7 new customers in this quarter. Once I'm done, I'll let Karanjit explain the different customers that we acquired, and about 29 customers in this whole year. So with that, I want to hand over to Karanjit to talk about the customer acquisitions that we have made in the last quarter. Karanjit, can you speak about the customers briefly on what all the markets that we are in and what is the work we're doing?
Sure. Thank you, Niranjan, and hello everyone. So as Niranjan mentioned, we have had 7 customer wins in this quarter around a range of industries or types. We have won an engagement with a management consulting firm where we are helping them with the application of AI for certain government processes, grant processing that they do for one of their customers. So we are helping them implement the whole AI part of it, for which they are consulting with their customer. We've had a win with a large Indian pharma company where they are trying to diversify into insurance, health insurance, and we are helping them develop the digital presence over there. Similarly, we have been selected by a large Indian auto company where we are helping them with building a digital collaboration and workflow tool to help streamline their R&D process and collaborate digitally, because they have their centers that are spread all over. We have also been selected by a broadcasting media production house, which already sort of has an existing platform, but we are helping them refresh that platform to the latest technology and make it more scalable. We've also had a win where we're helping a customer implement a managed services SAP implementation in the life sciences space. So those are some of the wins. Most of them are digital, but what is also encouraging and important for us are that some of these, at least 2 or 3 of these, are where we are working in the cutting edge area of AI to help them realize some of the benefits of generative AI in their business processes. Thank you. Over to you, Ranjan.
Thank you, Karanjit. So while Karanjit was talking about the AI, we have about 13 projects that we have launched for various customers in the AI, and they're gone live. So these are successfully launched. We have a huge pipeline that is being built up in the AI space. So that is something that is exciting for us, and now we're able to help our customers deploy AI-based solutions to cater towards their own customers or their internal needs. Also, a couple of more highlights. During the last year, using the success of FCI HRMS solution, we were selected to do Karnataka state government HRMS platform that we are deploying. LIC has chosen us also to revamp their HR solution. So the whole from the whole life of an employee is going to be taken care of us for both in the Karnataka state government, all the employees in the state government, as well as the LIC. Every employee that is there, including the retirees, will be taken care of by us through our platform. Rather. So those are the we were successfully able to use our FCI learnings as well as our credibility to win these 2 new contracts, and we're very excited. We are deeply now into building a solution for them. These both of them are milestone-based contracts, so the revenue is going to be coming in very soon, and then we'll start seeing the revenue showing up into the quarterly results. With that, I want to open up. Darwin, can you open up for questions?
Certainly, sir. Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to please use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Guneet Singh from Countercyclical PMS. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Guneet.
Hi, sir. Good evening. How are you doing?
Good, Guneet.
Sir, so the current demand scenario in the IT industry, what most firms are guiding is that the spends on part of customers are weak, and the demand is not as good as it used to be a couple of years back. So are we also facing any similar challenges right now? Or how does the market condition look to you? And what kind of outlook do we see for the coming year?
No. So a big question, Ganesh. Yes, we are in a similar boat as like others. Yes, there are some challenges. Spending has weakened. We are seeing early signs of recovery, though. We are getting inquiries from our customers, specifically in the U.S. markets. Europe market is pretty much flat for us. India market is booming. I guess we are probably in India is the best market in the world nowadays. So yes, the answer to your question is there are early signs of recovery, but we don't expect major recovery to happen until after the elections that take place in UK and US. So we are looking at probably the next 2 to 3 quarters. It is going to be slow growth, and then probably starting the next calendar year is when we'll start seeing the spending coming back as aggressively as what it used to be. So at this point, right, my guidance would be that it will be a slow growth for this year, with the growth coming back starting the calendar year next year.
All right. So when you mention slow growth, do you mean low single digit growth or something within the low double digit?
Naturally, a single digit growth for this year. So that is how it's going to be for this year. Starting next year, right, the calendar year. I'm using the calendar year term because U.S. elections will end, and then recovery starts, but it may not start till probably February, March of next year is when the recovery will start. That is what we are anticipating. Okay. So that is something.
Are we facing any pricing pressures also? Would we be able to maintain better margins, or how does the condition look at that end?
So the pricing pressures are not there at this point, while the pricing pressure is more to do with inflation of the wage than really anything else. Okay, the customers are not asking for that. It's just that even with the market, the tight market that is there for demand, the employees are also, have not, the increments that they're demanding is not reduced dramatically. Yes, it has come down, but not to the extent that we are hoping for, correction-wise.
So, sir, are we hoping to maintain the margins this year?
Yes. Whatever we have for the whole year, we expected similar margins for the next year, yes.
All right, sir. What is the current order book as on date?
So we have about 8 to 9 months worth of revenue that we have in backlog at this point.
All right, got it. So we added 29 customers this year. So what is our total customer count?
Total customers?
Yeah, total number of customers that we have.
Let me get back to you on that while I take the other questions. I'll come back and answer that, Puneet. Okay? Let me just dig it up.
Right. And we had guided about reaching 200 million in the next, I think, 2 to 3 years. So are we still on track for that?
We still want to achieve that number, Puneet. What we anticipated the growth for this year, we have not been able to achieve because of the various headwinds that you are aware of, like last year through this year. While we wanted to be in the double-digit growth, we were able to achieve only the single-digit growth, which is unfortunate. But that's the nature of the market that we are in, and we're trying to swim with the market. And we have made some certain changes. We're also have a few products that we have successfully be able to launch this year, and we are seeing early signs of revenue coming in from that, and we are anticipating that that revenue also would be growing over the next few years to give us another line of revenue that's coming in.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. I'll join the queue.
Thank you, Gilly.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shanawaz, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hey, Shanawaz, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, Shanawaz. Good?
So, I think this year, congratulations. I think this quarter was better than after so many quarters. This quarter is given a better some kind of relief to us, right?
Sure.
So,
well, thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I think my previous colleague, investor has already asked you questions. So I want to just know how much is the this manpower you have, because you're showing drastic increase in the labor cost, 150 crores in this particular quarter. Whether you have increased the manpower?
It's about flat, Shahnawaz. It's the inflation of the wages that I was talking about is where the increase in costs have happened because of that, and not because of anything else. And we were not able to pass on that increase in cost to our customers. I guess the bill rate is still the same, but the pay rates went up for us.
Okay. And so I think the person has asked already, Mr. Puneet, was asking that in 2024-25 you have given the guideline in your annual report that $200 million is your aspiration.
Yes. That's our aspiration number, and we want to achieve that.
So to do that in quarter minimum, you need to do 400 crores. But you are doing 248. How is the jump is going to happen? What is the tool? I mean, what is the product or something like you have something in pipeline which is getting...
So there are some, like I said, right, we have some products that we have launched. A couple of them we have launched, and third one we are still in that R&D phase of it. One is, I think we briefly alluded to earlier, which was an industrial IoT solution that we have, and we are getting traction, we're getting revenue. Real customers coming in all the way from South America to North Africa. We have customers that are using our solution. And then we also have a hyper-automation tool. We have customers in India, US, and European markets. We are seeing some pipeline being built up. These are early revenues. We are probably in the $500,000 range of revenue. But we anticipate, right, over the next 3 to 5 years, 20 to 30 million revenue will be coming in from those.
The products. You have done, some 11 customers, something is there. What is the revenue contribution of AI?
So again, I'll let Karanjit answer the question on the type of work we do, but the revenue is probably in the $1 million range at this point, because since early adopters, right? People are not spending multi-million dollars when it comes to AI-based projects. Okay, people are trying out small incremental bits, and we anticipate that over the next 1 year, this will go to a few $1 million. This is just experimental stage. Everybody's curious. Everybody is trying to see what can be done, what kind of efficiencies that can bring in. All that is being tried out now. So we are in that part of that learnings for the customers, helping the customers or educating the customers, in identifying different use cases that they can use AI, so that when it comes to a larger entity, right, they should be able to adopt this using some of these concepts that we have developed and some of the use cases that they're using. Karanjit, do you want to add anything on top of that?
Yeah, I can. So as Niranjan said, so there are certain early adopters. So like there are two categories, right? There are these people who are trying to build out a new idea, startups kind of thing, and then of course there are mature corporations which are trying to leverage the power of AI. Most of these use cases fall into like a couple of categories. So a lot of them tend to be in this whole intelligent chatbot kind of a thing, where they want us to basically look at the knowledge base that the company already has, and then use AI to kind of have whatever the intelligent chatbots or virtual assistants, those kind of things. Then there are also use cases around trying to automate tasks or gain insights. So like Niranjan earlier said, we've basically delivered a lot of AI projects already. To give you a little bit of flavor on that, like we built, this is for somebody who's trying out a new idea. So we built a complete marketplace platform for subject matter experts. So essentially they created their digidoubles. That's something that we have done. Like there is a... Sorry, did you say anything?
Yeah, to develop this AI product for you, how much you have spent in R&D already?
Yeah, Niranjan, do you want to take that?
Development cost, yeah. I mean, it might have been done in 2-3 years. So what could be the cost?
So, see, there is no real R&D as such, right? We are using internally to see, the efficiencies. We can build efficiencies into our own delivery kind of a stuff. So there are, the R&D mostly is done on the job with the customer. Okay, so we are some use cases that we develop internally, and then we say, hey, can we sell this to the customer? So it is going to be more of a sales related expense R&D than really a R&D and saying, because we're not a product company, right? We're trying to do R&D spend on it. We are developing use cases, so for helping our salespeople sell it. So that's something that there are some of our own customers, right? They have data. And working with their customer and saying, hey, this is what the insights we can give you using the AI. Those kinds of stuff. So it's really not a significant amount of R&D on internal money that we are spending.
Okay. What is the manpower, sir, you have as of now? Employee strength?
About 1,800. We are flat. What we were last year. Ups and downs were there. There be some people left, but we are back to 1,800.
Okay. Only 1,800.
Yes, correct.
Okay. What is the plan for this year? Is the hiring is planned or?
At this point, we are keeping it fluid. We want to see how the demand, based on the demand, is what we would be increasing it. With that said, right, there are a lot of interns that are coming in. We're working with them, and any good interns that we're making offers to become our employees. So we're working with, as we speak, right, in Hyderabad office, we have about 20 plus interns that are working on various different projects that we have given them. So if any good sharp people come aboard, we'd like to give them an offer. So we're working there. So so based on the demand that we see from the customers is what we'll be hiring. I don't want to give out a prediction out at this point of, okay, we are going to be hiring this many number of people. But there are continuous hiring that is happening.
Okay. So 200 million in this year, you are saying you are still optimist, right?
Not this year. The next 2 to 3 years, which is what we said, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Shanawaz.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh S., an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hey, Rajesh.
Hello, sir. So, first of all, congratulations on a good quarter. And I had a few questions on the kind of the customer profile and the projects. So out of the revenue of almost 1,000 crores, about what percentage would be kind of annuity projects or projects which are regularly ongoing, and what would be coming from one-off projects?
Okay. So 80% of our revenue is from repeat from the same customers, right? 20% is what new we get, typically. That has been our historical numbers, and that continues to be the historical thing. So to answer specifically on AMS part is probably 5 to 7% of our revenue is AMS. We are not doing AMS like the large big boys. We don't do it. We support the projects that we have deployed, and we do what that patch, fix, upgrade, that kind of stuff we do, but not to the extent of having, let's say, a call center or a lights on, lights off kind of a thing. We are not doing it as a offering at this point. Okay. But 80% is coming from the same customers for us, revenue-wise. It goes on year on year.
Okay, so if you're saying that only 5% is from AMS, then where is most of the revenue coming from? Is it like staffing?
It's projects that we build, right? It's outsourced projects that we do for our customers.
Okay.
So we go on to the next project.
Okay. And I think you have an impressive record of, I think, if you look at the previous history, I think every year almost, 30 new customers get added. But I mean, how does it translate? So, I mean, it doesn't seem to translate into that kind of, steep growth in annual revenues, right? I mean, or are these small projects or are these one-off projects which do not sustain?
When we start off with a new customer, right, initially it's going to be a few $100,000 worth of business that we do with them, right? And then it goes on to multi-million over the next few years, right? And at the same time, right, there are, right, like I said, 80% is the same customer, 20% drop off. So these customers, new customers, give us the revenue and the growth that we get. What we call the existing new and net news, right? It continuously goes on like that.
Okay. And in this latest quarter, I see that the operating margin is, I think, at 13%. I think it is higher than it's been for quite a few quarters. Any specific reason, or is it more due to revenue cost recognition?
It's various reasons there, Rajesh. One is, this is what we call the balancing quarter, where since the end of the year quarter, right, we make adjustments for whatever we missed out in the last few quarters. Typically, this quarter is going to be slightly different from the other quarters because, we balance out the taxes, the revenues that, were missed out, the expenses that were missed out or added that should not be. All that adjustments happen this quarter.
Okay. That's all I have from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1 on your touchtone phones. We have the next question from the line of Tushar Vasuja from Yogya Capital. Please go ahead.
Hey Tushar, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, so my first question is on order book. You've already said that you have 8 to 9 months of revenue in backlog orders. So can you give it in absolute terms, like what's the amount of the order book that we have?
1 second, let me get that. Let me pull it up, okay? 1 second. It's about 800 crores.
About 800 crores.
Yeah.
Okay, and can you give a segmental revenue break, as in like what types of, like what's the number of order for your different business verticals?
See, for us, 80% of our revenue is from digital transformation, right? It's all digital is what we call. Okay, so that is the primary side of it. And then we have about close to 7 to 8% of SAP business, and the balance is what we call the Me Too. So we do anything that the customer asks, so to make the customer happy. That is what we call it, consulting, is what we call. Okay, that is what as a revenue-wise breakup. Now, when it comes to the industry breakup, if you're looking for industry breakup, so we have BFSI, which is about 8.5%. Then health and life sciences is about 14%. And then we call information service and technology. These are all the new age companies, the IT companies, right? IT companies being Amazon-like companies and or ISV kind of companies. Those is about 30%. And the next largest one is some consulting that I told you about we do. And the retail is going to be about 12% of our business. Okay, these are the big ones, right? And the media and entertainment is 6.1%. Energy and utility is about 7.4%. So these are the larger ones. I picked only the ones that, above 5% to give you some other stuff.
Okay, sir, that's a wonderful answer. And my next question would be on pricing. So, like, how does pricing work in your industries? Like, what are the factors that affect your margins?
I'll let Karanjit answer this question. But, I think, what we have been told is sometimes our prices are higher than the big boys. But I'll let Karanjit answer. Karanjit, can you take that, please? And also, this is a T&M. We do time and material kind of a contract as well as.
Then you are able to kind of work with them and get repeat business where obviously you would just, there should be no competition. That's the ideal thing. And that's what happens in most of the cases. Sometimes even repeat business, let's say if I get into existing customer, new area, then it could happen that there will be one or two other vendors that we face. But net news, obviously, there is competitive intensity.
Okay, sir, that's helpful. And one last question. On the different channels through which you can get your business, you mentioned earlier that you are an SAP partner, so you must get some small chunk of business from them. Are there any other channels through which you can get more customers, more business?
Yeah, so we have various channels, right? All the way from the hyperscalers. We work with hyperscalers. Now that we have good ratings, gives us some customers. So we get from those kind of rating agencies that we get business. We have partnership with various like Microsoft is a partner of ours. Various partners channels we get, and there are a few other channel markets also we do get. Again, I don't want to name names because we don't have permission to reveal it. But there are some channel partners we get, and then we have direct sales. Right, most of our business is direct sales. Okay, we have a large sales enablement team sitting out of India, and then we have field sales people in the US and the different geos, where all they're doing is proposal difference kind of a thing. We respond to RFPs, so we get invited for RFPs because and then referral, right? We get a lot of business through referral. People have either moved from their existing, let's say one CTO that we work with in one particular company has moved to a different company. He calls us because we have done some good job there, so we go work with them. So these are all the different channels that we get business from. So there is no concentration saying that okay, we get only from this, but most of our business comes from referral.
So I couldn't get that. Most of the business comes from
referrals.
Referrals, okay. And could you also quantify the business that you get directly from your sales team?
From RFP? Because everything is a sales team, right? In the sense like, they are, once a referral happens, you still need to go sell.
Okay, I was more asking about without any reference.
Cold call kind of stuff? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you please repeat yourself?
Cold calling.
Cold calling, yes, sir.
Rolodex kind of stuff. You're talking about Rolodex and cold calling. Is that what you're looking at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rajesh, do you have some metrics on that? I don't have metrics. I don't know if you have a metric on that.
Yeah, I do not have a metrics, but in terms of basically the most of our business, I mean, there is referral. So referral could be like a large part. But yeah, we would get about 40, 50, 60% of our business, which is through either our outreach or through other channels.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That's very helpful.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh S., an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hey, Rajesh.
Rajesh, the line for you has been unmuted. You may proceed with your question. As we're not getting a response from the line of the current participant.
We go on to the next one.
Yes. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1 on your touchtone phones. The next question is from the line of Brijesh Mishra, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, Brijesh.
So how are you?
Pretty good, Brijesh.
Yeah, so we're following your company for the last 4 years, and really this time I'm very, very pleasantly surprised to get the margins. They've done a good job this time. So are you in condition to maintain the same margin going forward?
I mean, that is what we are trying to, and we want to achieve that, Brijesh. I mean, there's no guarantees, right? But we are trying to achieve this. This is the target that we're given all of our operational teams to get these kinds of margins.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and good luck for your future.
Thank you, Rajesh. Thank you, Brijesh. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, you may press star and 1 if you wish to ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and one to ask a question at this time. So we do not have any further questions. Would you like to proceed with any closing comments, sir? Or you...
Yes, please. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's close it out. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Over to you, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining our Q4 and financial year 24 earnings call. Look forward to talking to you in the next quarter, and also look forward to your participation in the AGM in September. So that I know we have one more quarter that we'll be announcing the results, and look forward to talking to all of you again. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you. On behalf of Kellton Tech Solutions, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.